You guys want to start this off with some ASMR?
No. I don't know how I feel about this.
Bad start. Bad start.
Mark! Shane, can you hand me my coffee?
Marker!
Marker? I barely.
With our shaky hands, probably gonna get spilled
Just
on.
spill it all over Eric. Okay, you go spill on Eric, I'll spill on Becca.
That's the cold open?
It's more like a hot open at this point.
Cue intro music.
You know what my lifelong dream is?
What?
Juggling?
I want to end up being one of the guys, Statler and Waldorf.
Oh, okay.
You wanna
You
be
want
a
to be on a
puppet?
balcony.
Yeah, I want to be one of the guys up in the balcony that's like, ho ho!
You want to be Robin Williams in a balcony?
That's what they sound like.
Sure they do.
If you're Waldorf, I'll be the other one.
Okay,
They're
Statler.
definitely gay. Together.
I changed my mind. I want to be Waldorf.
Oh, that's a funny joke!
I'd give it a 0 out of 10. So how's everyone's week been this week?
Not too bad. It's Monday.
Not too
Monday,
bad.
yeah.
Not too bad, Shane. You got to be better than just not too bad. You got to be doing good.
No.
Oh, come on.
No. I'm
Oh,
working
man.
now, so it's kind of...
Oh yeah. How's work life going?
It's a job.
Oh, I thought he had a tea bag sticking out of a monster can.
Maybe he does.
You don't have to
You're
be
good.
quiet, we
Just
stopped.
kinda-
Hey, Becca said she wants to teabag you and drink your monster.
Don't laugh at so
And-
when you spill your coffee.
So I won't laugh as hard as last time. By the way, my name's now Waldorf.
Waldorf?
Yeah.
Okay. Why the change?
Just careful.
Zach wants to be a gay Muppet.
I got cords ran everywhere. I'm sorry. Just didn't want you to trip or anything. Okay. Sorry, we gotta continue.
It's one of the Muppets.
Okay, so Shane, how's work going? You were saying. How's work going? You were saying. Were we done talking about that?
I don't know.
About your work, what are you doing
What
now?
do you do for a job?
How are you liking work now?
Certain parts are good.
Certain parts are bad.
I just don't like certain parts of it. I don't like bag and boarding.
Bagging boarding? What is that?
Was that kind
It's
of
a
like
town in
teabag?
fucking Italy.
Sounds like one of the guys from Lord of the Rings. You're in it for the hentai, right?
I mean, obviously, I heard the job, and that's why I went for it. But that's, there's other parts that are needed. So, bag and boarding, I mean, Eric has comics, so he should know this. It's,
Oh,
it's, you put like a backboard
Mm.
behind it so that the comic doesn't like bend and everything,
That
and
makes
get damaged and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan of that part, having to just sit there and just do that over and over.
I could never be a comic. I love getting bent.
And you're not funny, so you couldn't be the comic either.
Hard.
Aw. Comic book. Alright, Waldorf, quit judging me. Everybody's a critic. In the closet. That's a whole different story. Okay, now we gotta tell about this story. Okay, so I used to have a spot cleared out in our closet growing up.
Yep.
And I would sit in there and write and work on
your typewriter.
stuff. Well, my typewriter,
Because you're
and I had a laptop
fucking
at that time.
hipster.
Hey, I'm still a hipster. But there's something about typewriters, though. It makes it
That's what Tom
more
Hanks-
fun to write. Yeah, Tom Hanks collects typewriters. And pictures of children's shoes. Which is why everyone thought he was a pedophile back in You don't remember that?
No.
Because he
There's-
went that, and because he became a citizen of Greece. So everyone was like, "Oh, they have different laws there. He's fleeing to Greece to avoid prosecution."
Well, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah,
But
Greece is just a cool place.
he has like family there or something.
oh
Or, like,
well,
he's
oh
from
well,
there.
oh well.
And so
Don't you know that Hanks is a traditionally Greek name?
he became a citizen, and then everyone was like, "Oh, he's fleeing, so he can't get prosecuted."
My dog got fleas. So I would so Tom Hanks. Do you remember the Wayfair stuff? And people thought that Wayfair was selling kids because they named.
They probably were.
I mean, I don't think
That's
so.
for a
It's
different
pretty.
episode. Conspiracy theory episode.
Yeah, but at the same time, all that stuff was going on, and everyone was like hyper focused on discovering who was pedophiles and all that, and
That really just went away all of a sudden.
yeah, it's kind
After
of weird.
Jeffrey
But,
died.
yeah,
It was bigger for a while after that, and then it just went away.
apparently Tom Hanks takes anytime he's walking down the road and he sees a kid's shoe that got lost. He's intrigued how a kid lost their shoe and their parent didn't stop
Put
or
it back
whatever.
on.
So he always takes a picture of it.
Oh my god, I'm gonna start doing that now. That is very interesting.
Yeah,
How often do you see
Wait,
children's
so,
shoes
Zach,
on
are
the
you
side?
gonna finish your story?
but
about
yes.
being in the closet?
So, so I would work on stuff, and I started critiquing what Eric was doing outside of the closet, and somehow that became me being the critic in the closet, and that may have been back when we were doing little skits and stuff, even to where there was like maybe even a theme song or something. I don't remember, but it was a
we
whole
definitely
thing.
weren't doing any skits or anything at that point.
No, it was too late. Yeah, I don't. That's a whole other thing. Anyway, how's your work going, Becca?
Pretty good. Just,
Bacon?
just baking. Getting baked every day.
All the pastries in the club get crunk.
Our busier truck season is coming up, so that'll be fun. We get to start going out more, and people actually want to be outside, when it's not
Oh yeah.
30 degrees, 20 degrees, so.
Yeah, I think it's funny. A couple weeks ago, we had the episode that we filmed during the big snowstorm here, and Eric had said 3 weeks from now, when this comes out, it won't be snowing anymore. And then, of course, the day that I posted that, we got another big snowstorm.
At least it lined up
Tempting
correctly.
news, yeah. Cool. Well, how's your work going, Eric?
Oh, yeah, that's work.
That's cool. You like it?
Yeah,
That's good.
it's all right.
Eric, what you doing with your pants?
I don't know.
He's creating pockets. There was he was wearing like gray pants last episode, or the episode that's going to be posted this Wednesday, I guess. And towards the end, I think he had put his hand in his pocket, and it looked like he just had his hand in his pants for like a minute or so. I was like, "Am I seeing this right?" And then he pulled his hand out of his pocket. I was like, "Oh, okay, that's what's going on."
I gotta look for that.
It's like I was sitting beside him. And what were we talking about?
If I do this, like just these three fingers are cold. These two are
Yeah,
they're a little warm, so they have to peek out.
it might even be off camera at this point.
Probably.
But my work's going good too. I'm.
Nobody asked.
Oh shoot.
Zach, how's work going?
Oh,
My work's
I
going
don't want to
good.
discuss this.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So to get started, we want to play a couple more of our prank phone calls, and
So we're starting with that?
yeah, let's start with that, and then we got a lot more interesting stuff to get to in this episode, but our prank phone calls are always a good place to start.
I got this. This is a classic one right here. Classic Zach prank phone call.
Spit out my coffee.
This isn't spitting.
Hello?
Hello?
Would you like to experience a circus as it was in your youth?
I think that you do that on the next one. You're slowly perfecting it.
Thanks for calling it perfect.
Is this Teresa? Would you like to experience the carnival as it was when you were a kid?
The carnival.
Would you like to experience the carnival as it was when you were a youth?
What's that mean?
Hello? Hello, Matt, are you there?
Matt, are you there? Can you pause it real quick? So, I don't know where this carnival as it was in your youth came from, but
But we still quote that quite a bit.
yeah, that's a running inside joke still. But it's always funny to me listening back to that and knowing you're going down the phone book and it says Teresa and a guy answers and I still went with it.
Teresa?
Hello? Teresa? My voice is higher than his. Like, Teresa?
Well, but you remembered his name after you do the circus thing. Matt, are you still there?
Yeah. At least I wasn't like, can you get Teresa?
Teresa?
Teresa may enjoy this more than you.
We don't know that he didn't enjoy it.
He probably did.
Years later, he's gonna be telling his grandkids about it.
Yeah.
I hope so. I wonder if any of these people are gonna watch our podcast someday and be like, it was him! It's all coming back to me.
Yeah, they get like 2 episodes in and then they never get to the prank phone call stuff.
I hope so. I kind of hope so. Just, yeah. Luckily, the statute of limitations has passed. But you know what hasn't passed? The feelings you get from experiencing the circus as it was in the days of your youth.
You might do it one more time.
I think I do.
I don't remember.
The anticipation as it rings.
Anticipation. The anticipation is killing me.
Please leave your message after.
Don't
No,
make fun of me. I'm Sean Connery.
This one's gonna be if we sit through this is gonna be a long one.
Oh, this is the
This
voicemail?
is the voicemail.
Okay, let's do it.
Are we doing it? Okay.
The tone.
My message goes like this. It's a long message of lots of things, and I'd like to sing it to you. A message.
Tyler's in the background
fucking-
drumming.
Yeah, off.
They're tall sometimes, they're short
Offbeat.
sometimes they're even leafy and green. The trees are green, just like broccoli, which is also like cauliflower, except for it's green. So, if you like the trees, you will like the broccoli, and if you like the broccoli,
You can hear me laughing as I do it.
cauliflower. And if you like the cauliflower, then it's kind of racist because the black people are too, just like the black cauliflower. So,
Where is this going?
What?
Broccoli's okay, and cauliflower's okay.
It's okay. Everybody's okay.
You gotta say hey.
I like
I like tomatoes. I like tomatoes. I like tomatoes.
Tyler, do it.
Chorus of
Everyone's
I like
chanting.
tomatoes.
I like tomatoes. I like tomatoes. I like tomatoes. I like tomatoes. I like tomatoes. I like one tomato too. Do you like one tomato?
One tomato.
Is that one of those European farmers? No. Well, there's a tomato. There must be a one tomato.
One of those European fart nose.
I like tomatoes.
I like tomatoes. I love it. Go right back in
I
there.
like one tomatoes. I like
Oh, it's tomatoes, not tomatoes.
tomatoes.
Tomatoes, yeah.
Yeah, there's tomato. Tomato. I like tomatoes. Well, anyways, I'm gonna have to let you go now. There's a lot of things.
'Cause I ran out of shit to say.
Except for you didn't.
Cauliflower and potatoes and tomatoes. But I'd like to share you a page from my diary. So it's kind of like this.
Well, if I say bye and then start reading a diary.
That's what I sounded like today. I was Frankenstein for Halloween. My bride of Frankenstein was really ugly. ever seen a girl half as ugly as she. Man, she's got zits all over her face and her hair everywhere. She takes a shower to pee and she drinks from the toilet. And sometimes she even likes to go and hide in her cupboard, because if she doesn't hide in her cupboard, then her mom and dad will come home and tell her to clean her room and bathe and stuff, but she's got spiders all over the room. She likes it that way. So, she really weird. She didn't even wear a costume, but she was my bride of Frankenstein.
Oh my God.
And I got a really nice costume. It cost me like $1 million at the end because I had to get like a wig. And then some screws.
Cost $1 million because I had to get a wig.
And screws and stuff.
Screws and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, though. I think there's bombs. I think there's bombs. And the top is all the way up the top row.
There's what?
I don't know. Tyler said boom, and you said, I think there's bombs going
Oh,
off.
there's bombs going on. Okay,
This is what I came
that's
in.
Eric coming in, yeah. Telling him he's missing all the fun. Alright, I think you can stop it. I'm not. Is there another one? Probably no.
Yeah, after this, no, I think it's all just us talking. It's literally
Yeah.
blank
Just
space
dead
and us talking. Oh, you know what happened? You guys went out into the living room. We went out in the
Well.
living room because Mom wasn't still there.
And we were making sure that.
And then
We
I
weren't getting
came back
caught.
in and fucking stopped the recording.
Yeah, I believe it. She's like, "What are you guys doing? I'm hearing all kinds of bombs going off in the bedroom."
Bride of Frankenstein's in there.
Dear diary.
Poor Judy. Diary. Oh, that's how I felt today.
That's how I sounded today. 'Cause I was Frankenstein.
Oh.
Upwards of $1 million for a couple of bows and a wig.
Yeah, prank calls are crazy. And I wonder how much of that person actually made it through.
I hope the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get a couple, once you even get a minute into that, you're like, I gotta listen to all this.
Yeah, and if they saved it, that's one that they may play for their grandkids someday. Yeah, I don't know. That's something, all right.
It certainly is something.
Did you want to try calling Chris and we'll see if he answers?
Yeah, we can try getting a word of the day with Chris.
Word
Alright.
of the day.
Word of the day.
With Chris.
Excuse me. I'd give that a 3 out of 10. Welcome to Easy BS.
Hey, glad to be back. What's up, guys?
Hey, man.
How's it going this
What's
week?
up with you?
Bluetooth sucks, man.
Yeah. At least it's not red tooth. I am funny. I told you bitches I was funny.
Not fucking working.
Nice, bro. I wish I wasn't working.
Why?
Cause
Great day, man.
that's
Well,
true.
yeah, in Arizona it probably is.
Hey, what?
In Arizona it's probably a great day.
Oh, dude, it is so beautiful out. It's super nice. Rocking with, we got 72? 82.
Dang.
Yeah, it's basically
Man,
super fucking nice.
I'll tell you though, it's like 42 here, but it feels pretty good after it's been like 22 or less for the last couple weeks.
42 still sounds gross.
I agree.
We take what we can get around here.
What?
We take what we can get.
45, but it feels like it's 39.
True.
So, Chris, do you have a word of the day for us?
Yes, I do, and I'm going to keep it short and sweet and simple AF.
And you know what it
And that
means.
word? Oh, for sure.
Okay, cool.
100%.
Of course.
That word is going to be crispy.
Oh,
With a capital C.
I like that.
crispy.
Crispy. And what, pray tell, does crispy mean, cousin?
Did you guys know that crisp, you start it in the back of your mouth and it goes to the front of your mouth?
That's why, dude, it just rolls melts out. It's
Yeah,
such a good word.
crisp.
I mean,
It starts in the back of your
I
mouth
know
and it
why.
goes all the way to your lips. Crisp. Hey, wait a
I've
minute.
been saying crispy a lot. I don't know, man.
Crispy with a K was my my rapper name in high school.
I don't say crispy.
Oh,
I say wispy. With a Q-U.
We're gonna start calling you Crispifer.
Christopher. Hey. That's how it all started, man. Like, I got my new uniforms at work, and I was talking to Tay about it, because I'm over here, dude, I got my hair cut. I'm looking good as fuck.
Wait, did
So
you
I'm talking
get
to Tay, I was
even shorter mailman shorts?
like, what?
Did you get even shorter mailman shorts?
Dude, I have sexy ass runner's legs. So
Well, good
I'm
for you.
talking to Tay, I'm sending her a Snapchat, and I was like, damn, like, your boy looking crispy AF in his new uniform. So she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And we were at the store the other day, and this chick has new, like, we need help with something, and this chick has new Chucks on. So I was like, damn, that bitch's Chucks are crispy as fuck. And she's like, why do you keep saying crispy? I was like, I don't know, man. It's just a really good word.
It is a good word.
So what is
And I would rather be crispy than moist.
Ew.
And so, like, Chris,
Why are you doing that, buddy?
what does crispy mean to you? Because
I was
obviously
saying,
it's not like you're using it in a, like, the traditional type way. What does crispy mean to you?
Okay, so think about it like this. If you're looking like a ham sandwich and you got them potato chips on you, you're looking capital crispy.
Capital crispy.
Straight up, bro.
Okay.
It goes one of two ways, man. Either you got the crisp or you don't got the crisp.
You make a good point.
You got that crisp, dude.
I want to be a potato chip hand sandwich.
Dude, they slap so hard. You
They
know
do.
why? It's the crisp. That little crunch. It's just how you do it.
As long as it doesn't slap like Chris Brown.
Ooh.
True.
crispy
You know
brown?
what?
Crispy Brown.
Yeah, if you're into it, some people like it, man.
That's true, yeah.
I believe I did hear William Shakespeare once say, "How do I compare these to a summer's day? Thou art so crispy and so fine."
Dude, he was a wise man.
He was.
He was a crispy man.
He was a crispy
He
ass
had
man.
crisp.
I heard William Shakespeare also say, how do I compare thee to a warm summer's eve? You're a douchebag.
Oh, Jesus. What's going on?
Hey, buddy.
I'm asking myself the same question.
I drank me a low carb or no carb monster today in solidarity with you.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now, I appreciate the thought, but I've been cheating like I'm... Let's be honest.
You've been cheating on your diet, bro? That's not very crispy of you.
Dude, no, I had to, man. Like, I was tired and I hit my fucking goal weight, so I'm like, you know what? We're gonna take a couple days off.
Bro, if you hit your goal weight, that's as crispy as it gets. There ain't no crispier.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, you're either gonna have a crispy time, or you're not gonna have a crispy time.
So, how many days off have you taken from your diet now?
Not plead the fifth, Becca. I don't answer questions in this house.
Okay, yeah, sorry, that wasn't very crispy of me.
Oh, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing
We're
now.
all gonna be saying it.
I think this episode's gonna be called Crispy.
Crispy Chris.
Crispy Chris. Yeah.
You put it in, you stuck this podcast in the oven, you put it on boil, left it for the perfect amount of time, and now it's crispy.
Crispy.
Did you see that pie that lady made for Thanksgiving and it was a little too crispy?
Oh, Jesus, yeah. There's crispy and there's overkill, man.
You talking about the Marie Calendar?
Yeah.
How do you leave a pie in that long, man? Oh, jeez. I swear to God, some people are silly.
Some
Would
people
you
are
say
just not-
supercilious?
Some people are just
Some people are
supercilious.
super silly.
They're super silly.
Good for you, bud. Good for you.
I don't know what you're figuring out, but
Yeah.
figuring stuff out is crispy.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Okay, well we're gonna do a little more podcast, and then we'll try and give you a call after we're done if we remember.
For sure, Steven,
We're kinda
right
bad at
now. Do you guys have? It's cold. You said it's cold out there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting warmer, but
Okay. Do you guys have wasps in the cold?
Wasps?
Yeah.
no.
No.
Do wasps hibernate?
Yeah.
Secondary question.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, during the cold they
Yes.
kind
yes.
of stagnate.
The peanut gallery is saying yes.
Oh,
Maybe.
they do?
I believe in a way they
yes.
do, yes.
Yes, they do.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you right now, fuck wasps. I had a motherfucker invade my nail truck earlier, and then I looked goofy as hell.
Oh.
Because I had to get out, roll
Not
up
very
all
crispy.
my windows, I'd open up the back, waiting for him to fly out, and then he basically chased me around the truck, so I had to run around, hop in the fucking driver's side, slam the door and dip out, and luckily he didn't follow me because I have had a bee follow me before, and that was not... It's not a fun day, man.
So the wasps were making you do a Chinese fire drill?
Yeah, apparently, there's just one dude like, oh, hey, there's the mailman, let's fuck him.
As Garth Brooks would say, watch out for waspus.
Even I don't get that
I
joke.
don't know.
I'll have to show you guys.
Oh, shoot.
All right, well, you stay crispy, man. We'll call you later.
Hey, will do, guys. I love you guys.
Love you too, man.
Later.
Yeah.
Always good hearing from
Oh,
Crispy.
definitely. Yeah. Crispy Gibson.
Yeah, crispy.
No last names.
Crispy's
So that's what
definitely
I'm
happening.
Crispy's definitely happening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Crispy's
yeah, we're
definitely
all going to
happening.
be saying crispy now.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to non-phone related topics. Becca, would you like to lead us in this one?
I
Wait,
absolutely.
non-phone
Well, I
related?
mean, I have to be on my phone
well,
for it, but...
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, but it's not phone call related, I
yeah.
guess.
So, I had me and all the boys do an Enneagram test.
Let's hear it for the boys. I was not playing, surprisingly.
So, an Enneagram test, for anyone that doesn't know, is just a test that kind of defines you. It puts you into one of 9 different categories.
Nothing
Um,
can define me.
So, obviously,
no
it's
whispering.
not like...
Nothing can define me!
I'm defined as Crispy. My Enneagram number is Crispy.
That's not a number. It is now.
Also, I can't count.
So, it just kind of tells you about, like, the ways that you communicate, like the kind of,
Hey.
you know, shit like that.
With violence, apparently.
So,
Gonna knock your number down a little bit.
Eric, would you like to start with what your number was?
I mean, my main number was
His
2.
number's 2.
Okay.
Number 2.
So,
I'm a number 2. It all makes sense now.
so number 2 in the Enneagram system is known as the helper. They're also called the caring, interpersonal
burger.
type, generous, demonstrative, people-pleasing, and possessive. Totally sounds like Eric. So, putting type 2 in like a brief kind of overview, they're empathetic, sincere.
Empanada.
They're like empanadas because they're
Empanada.
sincere and warm-hearted.
Yeah, are you sure he's empathetic?
Friendly, generous, and self-sacrificing, but they can also be sentimental,
Mocking Becca's
flattering, and
disabilities.
people-pleasing. At their best, they're unselfish and altruistic, and they have unconditional love for others.
What about at the worst?
They're... That I cannot tell you.
Good one.
Basic fears for an Enneagram 2 are going to be being unwanted and unworthy of being loved.
Oh.
Basic desires are going to be to feel loved.
This is all me too, by the way.
What was your second highest?
Me or Eric?
Eric, just to start.
Either 9 or 7.
Okay. So we'll get into that in a minute because there are some that like if they have a certain wing, they have a different name, but that's not one of them.
Gregory.
So. Zach, what was your second highest? Maybe you go into one of these categories.
I don't know.
Do you want me to look? I'll look real quick.
Oh, Zach spilled his coffee.
Oh, there's dang Zach. I think it's just condensation from the bottom.
No,
It is
I
not.
watched it spill.
Saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Zach's second highest was 3.
Zach's second highest was 3. Okay, so an Enneagram 2 with a 3 wing is called the host or the hostess.
Oh, I used to be Applebee's.
I used to be Applebee's.
I used to be an Applebee's. No.
So
I was Applebee's crispy wings.
some examples of some Enneagram 2s are Eleanor Roosevelt,
He was the president, right?
Richard Simmons,
Oh, hell yeah.
Lionel Richie, Stevie Wonder, Dolly Parton, Kenny
A
G,
lot of songwriters.
yeah,
It makes sense.
Martin Sheen, Danny Glover, and Dr. McCoy on Star Trek.
They don't give the guy's real name?
No, like the character.
The character
Dr.
himself
okay.
was
Yeah.
a.
So,
What? Fictional characters took the Enneagram test?
well, but they just like, by the way that they see them, that's like the category that they would put them in. So,
So we're judging books by their covers now, are we?
yep, we are.
Yeah,
why I
several
use a typewriter.
seasons of cover.
So it says the biggest obstacle for Enneagram 2s are going to be
Obstacle courses, those are inflatable ones that you
Having-
gotta push your way through.
having to face their underlying center fear of worthlessness.
That's why we make jokes.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's why Zach didn't want you to say the next thing.
It's all coming back to me.
2 presents a false image of being completely generous and unselfish and not wanting any kind of payoff for themselves, when in fact, they can have enormous expectations and unacknowledged emotional needs.
Shut up.
Wow, that sounds about right.
Aw. Hey, if fictional characters have Enneagram scores, can one of you guys look up what the critics from the Muppets what their Enneagram scores are?
Shane, if you'd like to do that. So, if we look at some jobs that are typical for an Enneagram 2, there's teacher, school counselor, politician,
Applebee's?
Yeah, host?
financial advisor, life coach, architect, librarian. Clearly, you two are not either of those, any of those.
I'm an architect.
But
I'm a librarian.
journalist is
I
one which
built
I
a
think
life.
was interesting because I know that you do like writing and like you tried to start a paper when you were
Yeah,
in
I
high
ride
school.
horses.
So, yep.
I do writing.
Applebee's does right.
I rode my bike to Applebee's to be a host.
I will say both of those 2 are 8s.
Oh.
What?
And none of us are 8s.
Waldorf and what's his face?
Oh.
What's your name?
Statlord.
Statler. I can't.
Statler.
I can barely say that.
Statler and Waldorf.
Ridiculous.
Wait, what'd you say?
Me?
Wait, what are you laughing at? Did I miss something? Why is Statler that funny?
What's happening?
You heard everything that happened, Zach.
Okay.
I don't know.
You think that's funny? Last time I saw something that funny, I fell off the balcony. What?
He's gonna pee his
Eric spilled his coffee.
Zach, would you like to know more about your Enneagram type, which is a 2 wing 3?
Sure.
I thought you said that. I thought it
Yeah,
was
but
the
I
host.
found like I have more information about that.
She was the other one was
specifically.
more specifically
More
2s.
specific to you. This is more specific to Zach.
Okay.
So Enneagrams type 2 wing 3 usually avoid unwanted or worthlessness by building personal connections with others and working hard to meet the needs of the community.
I love working with you guys, and I'm working hard.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hosts tend to suppress their own negative emotions, which, when done frequently, can lead to high levels of stress or unexpected outbursts.
Shut up! E! That explains so much.
Yeah, Enneagram.
The Enneagrams.
It's crispy. Strengths that are typically associated with Enneagrams 2 Wing 3, personality-wise, include optimistic worldview and upbeat attitude, building deep personal connections, being adaptable in stressful situations, communicating clearly, and has passion for serving others.
He did that as a host at Apple.
Yeah.
So, I
Put
had
that on your resume.
I had a teacher named Wing once who told me that I should quit band, and I did. He said I sucked at my instrument.
Well,
Was that when you were playing the flute, the oboe, the clarinet?
I didn't play the oboe. I just played the flute and the clarinet.
Oh, okay.
And
Nerd.
what the fuck? Okay, what's Shane's? Or do you want to do Eric's wing?
Yeah, let's do Eric's wing.
Okay, I
so,
was saying, I
Eric,
had-
you were a wing,
A 7, I
I
think.
did 2 with a 7 and a 9, technically both out.
both at the same level, or
Pretty
which one's
close,
higher?
yeah.
it's pretty close.
Sure. Which one? Maybe 9's higher? It's hard to say, though. They're pretty similar.
I think 7's just a little higher, so we're gonna do 2
7's
wings.
fatter.
That's not nice.
She's a little skinnier. It might be 10, 9. But it's a 7.
Oh, so apparently, Eric, there is no 2 wing 7.
Okay, well then 9.
So, okay.
I mean, it
There's
could
no
just be.
two
That's
wings.
Alright, well, fine.
There's only certain ones that like have a wing.
Shane, what's your stuff?
So yeah, Shane, which one were you?
9.
So Shane was a type 9, which is the Peacemaker. I feel like that very much makes
Okay.
sense in our sibling group.
Yeah, you gotta be pretty much of a peacemaker. Like, get your captor to let you out of the basement.
Yeah.
You're also known as
Yeah, like
easygoing, receptive, reassuring,
coincidence,
agreeable, and complacent. 9s are accepting, trusting, and stable. They're usually creative, optimistic, and supporting, but can also be too willing to go along with others to keep the peace. That sounds right.
Shane, are you doing this podcast willingly?
Blink
It
twice.
was
if
this
you-
basement I was trapped in. Just so we're clear.
They typically have problems with inertia and stubbornness. Does that mean running?
Yeah. My inertia sucks.
He's always tripping.
At their best, they're all embracing and they're able to bring people together and heal conflicts. Basic fear for an Enneagram 9 is
Not being crispy.
loss and separation. Yeah, not being
Lack of
crispy.
crispiness.
Basic desires are to have inner stability or peace of mind. And did you have one that was kind of close to being?
5.
Okay.
Everything else sucked.
Okay.
It's all small.
So you don't have a specific wing
7
that
was kind
branches
of
off
close, I
of
guess.
that.
But
The wings that would branch off of that would be 8 or 1. So, some examples of Enneagram 9s are going to
Royalty,
be,
jeez.
Queen Elizabeth II, Prince Grace Kelly of Monaco, Norman Rockwell, Abraham Lincoln, Dwight D. Eisenhower, lots of politicians, John F. Kennedy, Walter Cronkite,
George Bush.
Jim
W.
Henson of the Muppets,
Oh,
George Lucas,
Of the Muppets?
it's all coming together.
The
Jimmy
Muppets.
Stewart,
There's
Of the
no
Muppets.
such.
Morgan
There's no
Freeman.
such thing as coincidences.
Whoopi Goldberg, Woody Harrelson, Jason Segel of the Muppets, Tobey Maguire, Zooey Deschanel, and Mr. Rogers. So,
I
yeah.
always feel like I'm missing jokes.
It's just the way Shane looked at it.
That's the face I mean.
So they call number 9 the Peacemaker because no type is more devoted to the quest for internal and external peace for themselves and others. They're typically spiritual seekers who have great yearning for connection with the cosmos as well as other people.
I should have done mine last.
do you feel a connection to the cosmos, or the wand does more?
I mean, Cosmo's a lot more fun.
That's fair. He doesn't have a lot of inertia, though, I found. Wand
I
is
prefer
pretty...
Juan Decimo.
Ah, yeah.
I also
Wandissimo
prefer
was...
Wandissimo.
He was the...
He
He
was
was-
a 9.
he was a 9.5.
Maybe, I said maybe a 10.
At least a 9.5.
In attractiveness, not Enneagram.
Oh, that's
Yeah. I knew what you were saying.
I figured. I wanted to specify.
I preferred
So-
the gnome guys.
Yeah.
Played by Ben Stein? Oh no,
Yeah.
those were
They're the
Bueller.
pixies.
Oh,
They're the
pixies.
yeah.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
So some typical jobs for an Enneagram Type 9 would be school counselor, veterinarian, psychologist, or psychiatrist. I kind of see
What about Hitman?
I can see it.
It doesn't say anything about comic book warehouse.
No, I do
Warehouse
see
workers?
I do see the veterinarian one in you because, like we've kind of talked about before, how you would make a good veterinarian because you're really good with animals and you're,
Too
very,
competitive.
You've seen a veterinarian in Shane?
Yeah, I see a veterinarian.
Every night when I sleep, he comes out and starts checking on the cats.
So I think it's interesting that you two are
The same.
the same, and yeah, Shane and I are different. So if we want to get into
Yeah, what's yours?
mine, I am a Type 4.
She's totally.
What?
Yeah.
I'm totally a Type 4.
Seem like a Type 4.
I'm a Type 4. I was very, very
I'm a
close.
type 2 diabetes.
I was very, very close to being a Type 5. If you can see the
Oh well,
like,
yeah.
That's probably one of the wings.
Yeah.
it's like
Sliver
this is
higher.
how close I am to losing my shit. You know, it's just very close.
Yeah, that'll be a wing probably.
So let's see. Yeah. So
Fly like an eagle.
a Type
I
4 is
wanna be a
called
5.
the individualist, the sensitive, introspective type, expressive, dramatic, self-absorbed, and temperamental. I didn't look at this first. 4s are self-aware, sensitive, and reserved. They're emotionally honest, creative, and personal, but can also be moody and self-conscious.
Becca is doing this podcast by choice, whether we like it or not.
At their best, they're inspired and highly creative. They're able to renew themselves and transform their experiences. Basic fears are they have no identity or personal significance. Basic desires are to find themselves and their significance, or to create an identity. An Enneagram 4 with a 5 wing, which would be me because it was very close, is going to be called the Bohemian.
Rhapsody.
Mama!
Some examples of some Enneagram 4s are...
Adolf Hitler? Oh, sorry, Rudolph.
Oh my god,
Ru-
don't scare
Rudolph
me
Hitler?
like that.
Rudolph Hitler! Crispy and Rudolph Hitler.
Rudolph with your nose so bright. Won't
You might want to stop there, pal. I don't know where you're going, but it's not gonna end.
Don't.
I think I know where you're going.
Yeah.
Well, I think I know too, but
you
it's
shouldn't
not.
go there.
It is one hollow filled with marshmallows. A hollow cost.
They didn't even. They weren't here for that.
No, but we were.
Shane ate a hot chocolate bomb. But
I ate
it. Okay, he made hot chocolate with a hot chocolate bomb, but the packaging just said one hollow filled with marshmallows.
Chocolatey hollow.
One chocolatey hollow.
Go with me, marshmallow.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, it was gonna go worse. Thanks for stopping me, Shane.
So, like how Shane had a lot of politicians, I have a lot of
Marlon Brando.
musicians and actors that fall into my
Ooh,
category.
Johnny Depp, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
Talking
Johnny
about
Depp,
bees.
Nick Cage, Winona Ryder for...
She's married to Keanu.
Is she?
According to Keanu. They did a movie and the guy was speaking like Dutch or something, and Keanu's been like, I'm pretty sure in the eyes of God we're married now. He's like, I think that guy was a realistic, like actual Dutch priest that
Oh,
married
wow.
us.
For some musicians, Bob Dylan, Leonard Cohen, Cher, Stevie Nicks, Prince, Alanis Morissette,
Tennessee
and
Williams,
Amy
that's our aunt.
Winehouse are all
Related
Enneagram
to all of
4s.
Tennessee? Your Applebee is Becca's Tennessee?
Do you think that John Lennon was number 9?
And you were taking this whole time to think of that joke?
So more about my specific one, which is an Enneagram Type 4 Wing 5, which is the Bohemian or the Free Spirit. Our basic fear is having no impact on the world.
Is that legitimately your fear? Is this
I
getting
wouldn't
too
say
personal
I
for you
wouldn't
now?
say I wouldn't say it's my biggest fear, but I would say it's a fear, yeah. So,
I feel it.
yeah.
Mine didn't say anything about the fear of heights. Probably my biggest fear.
Alligators.
I don't know why I didn't say jelly beans on there.
You're afraid of jelly beans?
Anyway, I'm sorry.
They get stuck in the teeth.
So, free spirits, their basic desire is to have their
Be
own
free.
personal identity, and they tend to defend themselves either by withdrawing from others or adapting characteristics of loved ones. So they tend to, I've heard this one called like a mirror type too, because it tends to kind of mirror the people around
Yeah,
them.
I've heard
because
that makes sense.
Yeah. So my personality type tends to be creative, intellectual, and objective, seem reserved and withdrawn from others, want to understand the world, seek personal impact and identity, and fear having little knowledge or significance. I thought this was interesting because I was looking at different jobs for each of us, and for mine, one of the jobs that's common in Enneagram Type 4s is a chef. So,
And a writer.
yeah, so I feel like out of all of us, I feel like I probably most identify with my Enneagram type. It seems to fit pretty
At
well.
least with her
anyways.
career.
With the career and just the I don't know.
I mean,
things
I
that
think
see.
they all suit us to an extent.
Yeah,
I think you've looked into it more than
That's true.
me and Eric have, at least. I'm not sure about Shane, but
I've done it before and I've gotten the same thing. But
yeah, I've done it before. I'm not sure if I got the same thing or not, but I definitely feel like it suits us. It's not like ours are less accurate.
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say every single one of those is accurate, but in general, that's probably the closest of the categories.
Yeah.
Would you agree, Shane?
Yes.
Cool.
So
This is
this-
fun. Does
this-
anyone have?
What?
Oh, sorry. You.
I was gonna say this is I mean, we're still making jokes and it's still funny, but it's also more serious. I like it.
I love
I'm
when
not
Eric
ranting
feels
about
the need
stuff.
to like comment on
That's
he's like how
things
funny
again.
we are. He's like, it's a little funny.
I
A little
didn't s-
serious.
No,
I like it.
I was
It's
saying we
crispy.
can still make jokes. That's right. It is damn crispy.
It is damn crispy.
I don't think he was saying we're funny. I think he was saying that it's not too serious.
Yeah.
We're not funny.
So to get into next topic,
Okay,
Joe
so-
Rogan.
I said that we should have saved mine for last because I feel like, at least from what I know about him, number 9 suits Alexander Supertramp kind of well as well. You know,
Yeah.
since he was like the nomadic type.
Chris
he-
McCandless.
Okay. What's
To get into talking about that.
Chris McCandless?
Yes.
Correct.
Oh wait,
do either-
what's the nickname for 9 again?
9 is called the Peacemaker.
The Peacemaker.
Yeah.
So Chris McCandless was a peacemaker.
He was it said like nomad or not. It said that number 9s tend to be kind of like the peacemaker. They're very just like kind of floaty. They're focused on like others and stuff. He was kind of a nomad. He would just go around and like help others and just kind of live by himself and just do that type of stuff. So I feel like that kind of fits him to a degree. I don't know what all of them are, so maybe other ones might
Makes
fit
sense.
him better. But
This is
Yeah.
Johnny Appleseed.
So do you guys
Chris-
know who
Chris McCandless.
Do you guys know who Chris
Do you know
McCandless
Chris
is?
McCandless?
I have no
I-
idea.
okay,
Supertramp?
I didn't either. So let me preface this.
preface.
I think it's preface.
Let me preface this. We talked 3 episodes ago about
When we were calling
Chris. We were calling Chris, and Shane said Chris McCandless, and I don't know who that is, so I asked if Shane could inform us a little bit. Also, a couple episodes ago, Chris mispronounced the word of the day, and so we thought it wasn't a real word, but it is. It's just mispronounced a little bit, which is fine. It's still a great word of the day, and I also would like to apologize, Eric, because I had said that Knives Out was not original. It was based on a YouTube short, and I thought I had heard that, but I was trying to verify it and I wasn't able to. So I want to apologize.
I didn't think that was right, but well.
Yeah, and I want to admit when I say something wrong. And
Oh, in
And
that
I-
case, hey guys.
so yeah, I'm sorry, Eric.
I appreciate that. Come here.
That is a number 2 thing to do. I'm not working hard anymore. Okay, so let's learn about Chris McCandless. I need to get hard again.
Okay.
As in prison.
Cut.
So Chris McCandless, basically he like ran away from home and like abandoned everyone. Was just like, I'm going by myself. I need to just kind of
Are you looking up a picture?
find myself.
Yeah.
And he changed his name. He started going by Alexander Supertramp.
He made that up?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
so
a
his
tramp
first name was Alexander.
is like
his
someone
last name
that
was
would like,
Supertramp, one word.
you know, wander around and stuff. So that's, you know, like the end of it was tramp. So that's why he went by that. But he like knew a lot about survival, and he went in, was just like living by himself, walking around. He lived in like a little town for a while. I believe he worked in
Show
a.
it with the camera.
It looks like Sasquatch in that picture.
So this
A little
is
bit. He looks kind of interesting.
this is actually the last known picture of Chris McCandless.
Oh, so he did disappear like the Sasquatch.
He died.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
we'll get there.
He worked in like I think it was a grain mill for a while. He went to a town and got that job and like lived with like the foreman of it for a while, and got paid to do that, and eventually left to try and live within the brush of like the Alaskan wilderness. And at some point there's, you know, arguments about how he died, but at some point he found a bus and ended up passing away within the bus.
Yeah.
He died on a bus?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he found an abandoned bus.
Oh, an abandoned bus.
Yeah.
There's an abandoned bus out
In the
the
middle of the
wilderness.
Alaskan brush, and just
Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, he walked to Alaska?
He
He, like,
got there
hitchhiked and
through
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
a myriad of methods.
but one day there was like a group of hunters. I
Do you
think it was
people could hitchhike today? Do people still pick up hitchhikers?
probably less, but I'm sure people do.
I think people still do.
But like a group of hunters were going through the brush, or they were like hiking or something, and they found the bus, and they decided to go inside, and they said it smelled like rotting food, and they went over to a sleeping bag in the corner and immediately called the cops.
Oh,
That
no.
was him.
And he weighed like 76 pounds or something when they
Wow.
found him.
It's crazy.
So they say the cause of death was starvation, possibly by poisoning. They think maybe he ate.
Like a bad mushroom or something?
Yeah, like
It's,
a bad plant.
I say
or
one of the
something.
last like things in his notebook that he had written was like beautiful blueberries or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it would be possible that maybe he ate some berries or something that were poisonous, or had eaten something else beforehand and was like hallucinating, and that's why his thing was just beautiful blueberries, and then all of a sudden it was just like hash marks for days rather than
Dang.
actual words.
Yeah.
And then
He was the original berries and
It
cream
just-
guy.
so yeah, he just kind of did his best to survive and
And failed.
bit off more than he could chew.
Wow.
People think that he, you know, like also might have just broken his leg or something, or like got poisoned and got like paralyzed, and so he was stuck on the bus and unable to get more food. Is another thing that people think might have happened.
Well, and some people think he might have killed himself because the last picture that I showed you guys that he took of himself, he had a note that said, "I've had a happy life, goodbye," or
Oh, wow,
something
really?
like that.
Sounds like he might
I
have
say
been.
That sounds
Yeah.
more like he did that than anything.
Or,
So there's-
or maybe he knew that he wasn't able to find food very well, and so it's That was
The
probably
reason why you read the book too, right?
sure it's not easy to find food in Alaska.
So I read a book called Into the Wild, which is
And there's
how
a
I
movie.
know about Chris McCandless. There's a movie I think it has Sean Penn in it.
I don't know.
But
Isn't Sean Penn in Ukraine right now dealing with that stuff?
Yeah, he was there filming a documentary beforehand,
oh wow,
and then when it started to happen, he started filming about what was going on there.
that's cool.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so basically an author found like all of this stuff about him and started doing more research about him and like his path of where he'd gone before he died and like his diaries and his journals and all this stuff, and he wrote a big book about like the years leading up to before he went to Alaska and what happened during that time.
So there's a lot of records before he, like when he was just walking and stuff?
Yeah, there's quite a few, because before he started being a nomad, I believe he went to like a major university. I can't
That I don't
recall.
remember about, but the book is how I know that he was like working in the grain mill or whatever, and
when he went to Harvard, he was a
Lived
yes
there
man.
for a couple months or whatever.
I'm trying to find. I don't remember where he went to college, but I'm pretty sure he went to. He graduated from Emory University in Georgia in 1990, and so once he graduated, that's when he started becoming a nomad, and then they found his body in 1992.
Wow.
Well, that's it. He only took 2 years to...
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but he.
So how did you guys hear about him?
We had to read Into the Wild in high school.
Into the Wild, is that based on him?
Yeah, that's the book where the guy
that's
was
the book where somebody.
like giving theories
Found
about how
his
he died
whole
and like
life.
the lead up to him going to Alaska.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
I-
like.
Yeah, I also got lost somewhere. I thought Into the Wild was another book.
Yeah, Into
because-
the Wild about the guy with the wolf.
Yeah,
and
that's what I thought.
Incorrect. Different movie.
You and I were both
Do you,
thinking the same
do you know what we're talking about?
I do know what you're talking about. Different movie.
Okay.
That movie.
Not a movie, it's a book.
There's
I mean,
also
they
movies.
also-
That one.
Oh, yeah, we, there
That one
was,
has like Harrison Ford. That's just that movie.
there was some kind of literacy event in the whole town we grew up in,
Oh, yeah.
and the radio station Dad worked at was like
No, that-
trying to get everyone in town to read that book. Or Call of the Wild. isn't it?
Call of the Wild.
Yeah, that's
Call
okay.
of the
Not
Wild.
Into the Wild.
Okay.
There we
Yeah.
go. Call of the Wild.
That explains a lot why I don't know about Chris McCandless and I know a lot about wolves.
So, kind of talking about his legacy after he died and they found his body. Lots of people, once the book came out and people heard about him, they wanted to like follow his path
that he took to get there.
and do the. You okay?
Yep, good.
Do the same thing that he did, and that it was actually becoming dangerous for people
And
because
people were going to the bus.
You don't
and stuff.
say.
Yeah. So
Let's follow the footpath of a guy who died. It'll be safe.
Well, that wasn't
They
necessarily.
weren't planning on trying to live in the
Yeah.
brush of Alaska.
So they
though.
were going to the bus, and a little bit before the bus was.
The
this-
bus is still there? They didn't get rid of the bus when they found his body?
It was
They
there
have
until.
now. Because it was
Okay.
getting dangerous, they removed it because people were going to visit.
It was there
Okay.
until 2020.
It just it took
92 to 2020.
Yeah. So
They just had the empty bus there?
one of the
They removed
reasons
his body.
why it was hard to.
That's why I said empty.
One of the reasons why it was hard to get it out is because, and why people were dying was because there was a river right near it, and during certain times of the year, the water would get so high that you couldn't get across, and so, like there was no way to get the bus out. So eventually, they had to bring in like an army plane or something to like lift it up,
Airlift
it out. But yeah, so people were dying because they weren't able to get back across the river, not because of like lack of food or anything like that. Which I mean, I'm sure eventually that's what it came to. But
Yeah.
a
And
lot
that
of
is another
people
theory
were
of
trying
what
to
might
get-
have affected him was that
He
he
wasn't-
got trapped and
yeah.
couldn't get enough food.
He wasn't
So he
able to
couldn't
cross the
flee
river.
back to, civilization. He was just stuck in the wilderness. And
But a lot of people were trying to cross the river and they were drowning. So obviously that's not safe.
No bueno.
Yeah. So, but
I'd say that's a bad idea.
But a lot of people look up to him because he just like was a free
Yeah,
spirit.
living his life.
He lived his life, and he.
Yeah.
he just overestimated his abilities.
Yeah, but he was like a really.
Or, I mean, unless he.
Or got unlucky.
I mean, if he committed suicide, then it's like. Maybe he did everything he wanted to do, Maybe he didn't go outside of his means or
Yeah.
fly closer to the sun than he. I don't know.
And he really
That's-
just did like those blueberries.
But I mean, the
was
reason
pretty-
I don't necessarily think it's suicide because starvation seems like a weird method to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Because getting down to 76 pounds is like severe
If he
malnutrition.
broke his foot, though, wouldn't they know that?
I don't remember for sure if
Did they
that's
do like an
the
autopsy
thing.
when they found his body?
And that's certain poisons have been like disqualified from being something that could have gotten him because they're like, well, there was no trace of that within his system
That makes sense.
when we found him, so he clearly didn't eat this type of plant. And I don't remember if broken bones
This
might not have been one of
berry
them.
is poison. Okay, well, that's interesting. Thanks for teaching us about Chris McCandless.
Now I gotta read the book.
Oh, I'm sure.
I gotta learn more
it's
about
a
him now.
really, really good book.
Yeah.
I would definitely
I
recommend
read
reading
like the
it.
first couple chapters when he's in before Alaska, and then never finished it.
It got depressing after that.
Yeah, so I read the part where he's in the grain mill, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, stay and live with us," and then
Typical
he's like,
number
"No,
four.
I'm going to I'm not a 4.
Wait,
well,
9.
and
Typical number 9. Becca's a 4.
I guess
Typical number 2
so.
to think that.
So he has
Can I get a typical
113.
number 4, number 4, typical number 4, number 9?
So he has journal documents 113 days being in Alaska, and so he was planning on traveling back, and I guess that's when the river was higher, so he wasn't able to. And I guess he was planning on going back, but once he knew the river was too high, he went back to the bus, reestablished his camp, and put an SOS note on the bus saying, attention possible visitors, SOS, I need your help. I'm injured, near death, and too weak to hike out. I'm all alone. This is no joke. In the name of God, please remain to save me. I'm out collecting berries close by and shall return this evening. Thank you, Chris McCandless, August, ?
Wow.
Another reason I don't think he
So-
committed suicide is the
Right.
leaving a note that's like, God, please don't leave me stranded here.
Yeah.
Would be kind of
I'm convinced it wasn't his
a
own
purposeful
doing.
thing. It probably was
Yeah.
just the thing of him being like, well, no one's probably coming.
I'm not.
Let's make our final amends and just.
Definitely, yeah. Also, I did not realize that that's where the Rihanna song SOS comes from.
It's also where the song Poison comes from.
So,
We've backed ourselves into a corner once again, folks.
there's one more thing I want to talk about real quick. Actually, two things, because you were talking about the water rising. Did you guys hear that the new theory is that Brian Laundrie had somebody else shoot him and he didn't self-unalive himself?
You trying to stay on?
Yeah.
To avoid that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already said.
Even though we just talked
Yeah.
about death and
There's so much stuff in this
Suicide.
episode already. It's too late.
But I
But
stopped you from the worst one.
so he was left-handed, but he shot himself with his right hand, or maybe it's vice versa.
Would have been from
But-
the opposite hand.
So they're saying either somebody else
mirrored.
shot him, or he was like holding something in his dominant hand, like a picture of Gabby or
which
the diary or whatever.
that.
And
Fuck that guy.
yeah, the whole thing's messed up. But if there's somebody else who was involved, it makes the whole situation even worse. But the thing I actually wanted to talk about is the Ukraine stuff a little bit, but not. I don't want to go
Too
deep.
far.
Yeah, because we could go quickly deep and long about that. But
And Eric wouldn't be a fan of it. Because
Yeah.
that's not the type of thing you can
That's
make
not
jokes
funny.
well, not even that. We're running long, but actually, I'm not sure how long we've been going. But I just want to talk about real quick, the people who are just getting invaded and fighting for their lives, and just there's the people who the warship came up and told them to surrender, and they were like, Russian warship, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
And which the technical translation is literally walk into a dick. Russian warship, walk into a
love
dick.
that.
Which I almost wish they translated as that in all the media, but
Yeah, I've seen they've been taking
start
down
saying
street
that.
signs in Ukraine.
Yeah, so
putting
that they
up
can't
too.
Oh,
making
really?
it harder to
Yeah,
navigate
Russians
around
don't know where
the
they
streets
are.
and stuff.
nice. And
Then there's the old lady that handed the guy daisies. And
Sunflower
was like,
seeds.
Sunflower, and was
Sunflower
like,
seeds.
it's gonna grow beautiful sunflowers when your body's lying there.
yeah.
Damn, that's savage.
Yeah, so now there's a bunch of things of people giving out sunflower seeds and stuff, and it came out that the people who were on the island where they said the Russian warship thing are potentially not dead, because it was reported originally that they all died right after that because they weren't surrendering, but now it's being reported that they potentially just got captured by Russians and will be returned to their family after signing something that says that they're not gonna keep fighting or something.
After they
I don't
surrender.
know. And even then, I highly doubt Putin's would just release them with a contract basically saying you're gonna stop fighting.
I mean,
Right?
they had the peace talks, and while that was happening, Russia was still attacking.
Yeah, maybe he would hold them until things were figured out and then let them go. But in an active war situation,
Yeah.
Putin's not the kind of guy that's gonna release them back.
They said they'd surrender. There you go.
yeah. But it's it's getting crazy over there.
And the
There's
president
people-
like fighting on the front lines and stuff. Where he-
President,
they were like, "Oh yeah, like leave," and he was like, "I don't need an evacuation. I need bullets."
right, and
Yeah, which is so badass.
right. Then the Ukrainian president used to be a
I don't need evacuation.
That's the Arnold
Ukrainian
Schwarzenegger.
sound.
Yeah, I was trying to be Arnold.
But he used to be an actor and like a comedian.
He voiced Paddington.
Did he?
Yeah, he was the voice of Paddington.
I didn't know
The
that.
president of Ukraine was?
Yeah.
He voiced Paddington in the Ukrainian.
Oh, in the Ukrainian one. I thought you meant the one.
No. In the translated version,
That makes sense.
He voiced Paddington.
But yeah, and then he became he played the Ukrainian president in a TV show, and then he became the actual Ukrainian president. And now
I love
he's
this man.
getting invaded by Russia and like literally fighting on the front lines. And it's kind of a situation where when Russia came in, they wanted him to flee because once the president flees, they can take over. And the military listens to the president. So if he flees, then the military's more disjointed and doesn't have commands. And he's pretty much been there the whole time. And the Russian media was pretty quick to be like, yeah, he fled and we're gonna take over. And then he put out a video like, nope, I'm still here and I'm staying here. My family's here and we're gonna keep fighting. And it's I feel for them, and it's crazy that we can't really do anything for fear of starting a nuclear World War III.
Yeah.
But
Well, and Lord knows what's even going to be happening when this episode comes out.
right,
That's
I mean,
just what's happening right now, but things
Yeah.
keep escalating,
3 weeks is a long time, and I'm sure it's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
But
It's been 3 weeks since World War III.
yeah, all the bare naked ladies are out in the Ukraine fighting. Louis C.K. had to cancel his show.
Yeah.
In Ukraine?
Yeah.
He's been doing Ukraine stuff now
He was-
because
He was doing a show in
okay.
Kiev, the capital of Ukraine.
Well, because
And
no one
then,
wants to watch him in America, right?
It was $11 a ticket, and he had to get $11 refunds for everyone. But that's the least of Ukraine's worries. Come
Yeah.
on.
Thanks, Louis.
I don't think they're gonna be like, oh wow, $11 amount, that sucks.
Yeah. So Louis safe. Hopefully Ukrainians are staying safe. And still fighting, I guess. I mean, I hope nobody's getting hurt. I feel for everyone. It's the citizens are all fighting. I can't imagine if something like that happened in America. I don't think all the citizens, which I guess to be fair, there's like 500,000 Ukrainians who have already fled and evacuated, and good for them. Like, everyone should stay safe if they can, but I got a lot of admiration and I mean, I don't even really know the words to use, but just I feel for the people who are just living their lives one day and then the next day are going to the local pub to get Molotov cocktails and
Yeah.
throwing down barbed wire to try and stop tanks from coming into their backyard. And I mean, Putin's committing all kinds of war crimes, killing just citizens instead of military people. And I mean, 3 weeks from now, it could be a totally different situation. So I think we'll talk about that more next week, maybe.
Yeah, as it unfolds.
But yeah, I kind of just wanted to touch on some of the big events that have happened so far, and the people who are holding their ground out there and being heroes, basically.
Well, and I have a friend, she lives in North Carolina, and she's a first generation American citizen in
Parents
her
were
family.
from Ukraine.
Her parents are from Russia.
Ah.
But, so she's been talking a lot about how her parents are getting discriminated, and threatened by
Yeah,
people because
that's-
they're Russian, but that's not...
So the Russian people don't even want to be on it.
Exactly.
Right, and I get the
Exactly.
sanctions, but
And that's I mean, people
You
in Russia
can't-
are
Yeah, they're also
facing
protesting
issues
and
right
stuff.
now
Yeah.
because they're protesting in
yeah,
Russia, saying like, "Stop! We don't want this."
and
Yeah.
thousands have been
And
arrested.
I was like, Russia obviously has police and stuff that are
Just don't care about
arresting
human
them
rights.
for that. Yeah.
You can't
That was
base
something-
I don't remember what Putin's
somebody
version was
off
called.
of just like
Yeah.
their where they come from, that has nothing to do with
Yeah, and it sucks
What
because
they're doing
everyone's doing this stuff, and like it's not the Russian people's fault as the economy's crashing.
Tanking, yeah.
And then like the Eurovision of Russia and the soccer team from Russia is getting not able to play and stuff. Like all these things, and I've been hearing people saying like anyone who's Russian should be kicked out of American universities and all this stuff, and it's
Yeah,
like it's not their fault. To me, it's the same thing as when 9/11 happened and everyone started crapping on Muslims for no reason. Like they didn't do it. They're not behind this and for it or anything. And I mean, to be fair, there is some people in Russia who still support the war and are for Putin and everything, but the vast majority,
There's
I think,
going to be people like that in any kind of situation. That
yeah,
are
I mean,
gonna
we got
be on
people
the
in
wrong
America
side.
who are for Putin and stuff,
Yeah.
so it's crazy.
I just finished reading George Takei's book about how they arrested
that's
a
what this
lot of
makes me think of.
The
the Japanese
people in
when
America?
World War II
Yeah.
happened, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Well, you're
Put 'em in the
Japanese.
internment
We're
camps."
gonna throw you into an internment camp."
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. And that's not the
And
way to
then
go
they-
about it. It's not
they-
individual Russian people's faults, and the sanctions on all of Russia and stuff like that. I get because there's not really much you can do other than that. But when it starts getting to be like the American Russians and stuff getting discriminated against,
Well, it's at the end of the book. George Takei was talking about how I don't remember when it was recently. The government came out and was like, "Hey, that was wrong when we did that. Like, we're canceling out that Supreme Court ruling." But it only happened when the Supreme Court was ruling that it was perfectly fine that they were banning all like Islamic people from coming in or whatever it was. And he was like, "So they finally said it's wrong and they canceled it out, but only in the same thing where they were doing it all over again to a different group of people." And he's like, "That doesn't, we need to learn from it. You can't lambast it at the same time that you're just doing the same thing again."
For sure. Yeah, so we'll talk about that more next week, probably. But Becca, do you have a recommendation for this week?
I do. It's kind of a overall recommendation. It's called "Don't Be a Dick." That's my
That's a good
recommendation for
recommendation.
the week. Like, with everything happening right now,
Be crispy, not a dick.
be
crispy.
fucking
Be crispy.
crispy. Don't
My
be a
dude.
dick.
Not Marie Callender level, but still
Yeah,
crispy.
don't
There's overkill
don't
on the
be
crispy.
don't be overkill crispy. Just be the right amount of crispy. And just
Unstale potato chip level.
We being the Swedish chef?
no, but just respect people and think about what other people are going through. Don't just hate on somebody to hate on them because you don't know what's happening.
What they
in their
believe
life.
in and
Yeah, or
everything.
what they believe
Yeah.
in. So
Just because they're something does not mean that they agree with what other people that fit within their category believe.
exactly. But fuck Brian Laundrie. You can be mean to him.
I mean, his last name is Laundry.
Yeah.
Speaking of it, I
And
didn't
he's
put my clothes in the
dead.
dryer.
So that your dryer can sing a song.
So if
Does anyone else have a recommendation so that we can ruin Becca's again like we do every week? Somebody else gives a recommendation right after Becca's.
Recommendation.
read that book.
Yeah, read George Takei.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Okay.
was talking about
Read
the.
what's the
Oh,
name of
In the
George?
Wild.
What's the name
Into
of
the
George
Into
Takei's?
the Wild, and then also they called us. I think they called us the enemy. I think
And it's
it's close to that. Yeah, it's a graphic novel where he tells about his time in the internment camp and how at the time he didn't realize what was going on because he was just a kid, and so like his entire life his parents were sitting there trying to keep him from realizing that they were being discriminated against, and at a certain point they like forced them to either get released without a house and like still being discriminated against, or be like, hey, yeah, we support China or Japan, and like then they would have the ability to stay in the camp and maintain where they're living and everything. So it was they forced them to say that they were for the opposite side or else suffer, basically.
Yeah.
So good book.
So read some books, but don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
The world's a messed up place.
Yeah.
Salty.
Try to make it a little bit
Kind
better.
Hopefully getting better then.
So yeah, from everybody here at the Easy BS podcast.
The what podcast?
Easy BS.
Easy BBBs.
Don't be a dick, and stay crisp. E.
Z!
Be
S.
Get it? You
No.
guys get
Yeah,
it?
we-
Stay crisp. E.
Yeah, we got it.
Oh, now I get it.
E.
Z.
B?
Can you explain it?
Yeah, you see, it's the letter, the last letter from
It's
the
like
thing
ecstasy.
becomes
Oh.
the thing. E.
Oh, I didn't
it's like
get
the
it.
E. Get it? The E. The E from crisp.
Oh.
E.
Ecstasy.
Done.
Yeah.
That girl is posing.
E.
Z.
B.
S.
E.
Z.
Easy BS.
Easy BS.
B. S.
What the hell? See you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye now. You remember Barbie from Toy Story?